Welcome to 2K Sports. Glad to have you with us for a little NBA basketball. A Sunday broadcast of the...
Welcome, sports fans. And now a quick check of our starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Lakers, Nash and Bryant in the backcourt. And holding down the middle out of Central Michigan University, the skilled and ambidextrous 7-footer, Chris Kaman. Then there's Nick Young, and it's Gasol at the 4. And for the Heat, Chalmers and D-Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 slot. That's good. Bosh has got the game going here with the first basket for the Heat.
That is a tough layup with a guy right on him. Good defense, but better offense.
Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3, and they were dominant against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Now here's LeBron, following the miss by Kobe Bryant. Wade gets a screen from Haslam. Chalmers dishes to LeBron. 6 on the shot clock. Misses from the corner. Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
That's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were. Well, a coaching carousel for the Lakers last season. They made it only 5 games before firing Mike Brown. Then they decided to go in a new direction. And, boy, they went through 3 different head coaches before all was said and done. They never really were able to gain that consistency they were looking for.
Now here's LeBron. 7-foot shot. Bosh kicks to LeBron. And that one goes long.
An easy look there, but, you know, he misses those once in a while.
Inside to Gasol. No good. Great tee that time from Haslam. And back to the Lakers' struggles last season. What do you think, Clark, were the main problems that, held them back from being the kind of title contender that they thought they were and a lot of people imagined they were?
Well, how much time do I have? 3 or 4 shot clocks worth? I think there were a number of issues, as you might expect. Injuries played a significant role, but I think there was discord over how they should play, really no true identity. They were a big team trying to be small, a team without a number of shooters trying to spread the floor, an older team trying to go up tempo, coaching change, and that transition.
Right, yes.
You had a lot of moving parts, and it made it very difficult for everybody, I think, and it showed in how the Lakers' season went.
That's a good assessment. And here's Haslam, following the 3-pointer by Kobe Bryant. It's LeBron with the drive. Bosh. Some solid defense from Gasol.
And they forced the miss with that good defensive rotation. They're playing well together as a unit.
And here's the fast break. LeBron leading the way. That drops.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
The second chance effort. And Kaman finishes inside. Kaman's got his first basket.
He was the first one to react to that miss. Excellent anticipation on his part. A hustle play on the putback by him.
Wade drives the
Man, that was unreal. Mark it up.
just floating to the rim on that slam.
Boy, when he gets up and stays up.
Boy, smooth and graceful. How about the hang time? That's impressive.
And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. That's on Dwayne Wade.
And the offense just getting right to the rim, but at least they saved the layup with the foul.
That's old school basketball rules. I mean, at the end of the day, no easy layup. Earn it from the line.
And Los Angeles will go for a different look here. Second free throw, no good.
Usually free throws are a formality for him. And for the most part today, they have been. I didn't expect that result when he stepped up there.
Here's Cole. It's back to Battier. There's the dish to LeBron. Johnson's there. Here's LeBron. Rejected by Johnson. And out of bounds as the Lakers gain possession. tied in Miami. And the second. And we welcome you back to start the quarter. Players had a chance to get hydrated with Gatorade. And there's certain to be some great basketball ahead for us. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
Well, the thing they tried to establish right away was the presence down low. You look at the points in the paint. I think that's been the difference.
Yeah, and I like the fact, Steve, that they're not settling for the outside shots. I mean, go in there and get what you want. Keep attacking the rim.
And Doris Burke has a report for us from the sideline.
Gentlemen, when you look at the Heat finding the right pieces to build a championship, Shane Battier has been one of those important pieces. Coach Eric Spoelstra said, quote, "From a basketball IQ standpoint, Shane was a perfect match for LeBron. I've never coached two players with such high-level basketball IQ. And gentlemen, the Heat have been able to find all the right pieces to build a championship. And Shane Battier has been one of those important pieces."
Certainly a cerebral approach to the game. Much appreciated, Doris. Thank you.
Lakers ended up 17-13 against Eastern Conference teams last year, but that wasn't really a dominating effort. Certainly not what you would expect from a playoff team.
Terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the hit.
That's how you do it, the bump and the bucket.
Well, and to make the playoffs in the West, you do need to have a record similar to that of the Lakers against the East. You know, Steve, no team that made the postseason in the West had a record below 500. So the Lakers took care of what they needed to.
Well, you know what's odd, Kevin, is that in the shortened season before, when the Lakers were the cream of the Pacific Division and everything was going well, they only went 500 against the East. So, you know, if they want to bounce back this season, they'll need to not give away games and make sure they keep their out-of-conference record better than 500.
Here's Gasol. After the made shot from Anderson. Gasol, no good. 1:39 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Cole. And they're going to count the bucket and send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
That is a terrific effort on the shot. He's giving up a lot of size, but still finds a way to score.
I don't think that affected him in the least, though, Steve. I mean, he made it look like he was the bigger guy.
Lakers trail by 8.
You know, Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way up from the very bottom in that organization. I mean, he got his start as a video coordinator, and through years of hard work and dedication has really become an outstanding coach.
1:19 left in the first half of the game. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator, picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do. .104 left in the first half of basketball. Hill, he's covered by Anderson. Hill kicks to Gasol. The finger roll finish at the bucket. Gasol's got 6 here in this quarter. Well, he's been a real positive factor for them today, although, you know, as a team, they've had a lot of negatives mixed in there as well. Cole, the pass to Anderson. Chris Anderson, known as the Birdman, possibly because he flies above the rim all the time. He's got a huge wingspan, great reach, leaping ability, blocks a lot of shots down there. Birdman has always been great at defense, and as he keeps adding years in the league, you know, it's an ability of his that has never diminished. Now here's Gasol. 8 points for him. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Chris Kaman's checked in for Pau Gasol. .27 seconds left here in the second. Young for 3, but they recover it. And it's Hill penetrating. Rebounded by Battier. Miami leading by 7. LeBron kicks to Allen. Gets it to go. Broke out the finger roll, guys. That was kind of a stylish finish. Johnson right side.
Shoots it up. And again, no good by the Lakers. Kaman, an easy 2 points on the layup. Kaman's got his second basket of the game.
Well, the defense just looked a little lazy on the glass there.
Yeah, nobody boxing out. That's inexcusable.
The clock runs out, and we're heading to halftime.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. It's been
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
The second half just about to get going here.
You know, one of the things about the Heat since the Big Three has come together is that they've been able to find the right kinds of veteran players to step in and fill specific roles for this team as they've won a couple of championships now. That's not a sight you see very often. I mean, he has a great feel for that jump shot, especially when he's open.
The drive by LeBron. Wade outside. And there's the feed to Bosh. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Bosh has got the first points of the third quarter up on the board for the Heat. And it's easy to have players want to join the Heat when they're competing for an NBA title every season. But, Steve, even then, they find the ones that most fit their offensive and defensive philosophy. And that's when they're going to come up big for them.
Yeah, for sure. This team has done such a good job putting together this roster around LeBron and Wade. You think about Birdman in the playoffs last year. You know, Battier coming in here as a stretch four. They've just found the right players and the right mix. And that's one of the big reasons why this team is back-to-back NBA champs.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, let's swing it over to Doris Burke for an update. Hi, Doris.
Well, gentlemen, the Lakers barely squeezed into the playoffs last season. Despite that, they had the largest luxury tax bill in the league, almost $30 million, more than double the next highest team in the Miami Heat. So, maybe one silver lining for them with Dwight Howard deciding to move to Houston, the team won't have to shoulder the even more punitive taxes that began this season. Kevin?
Good point, Doris. Thanks. Now, here's Chalmers. Looking for Wade. He gets it there. Hammers the alley-oop through.
Phenomenal alley-oop slam right there, guys.
They're taking advantage, Clark, of a team that looks lost out there.
Yeah, this is threatening to get kind of ugly out here.
Lakers trail by 9.
A lot of people thought the East would be a cakewalk for Miami last year, but Indiana made sure that wasn't going to be the case. What a series with the Pacers using their size and strength to pound Miami down low, and eventually the Heat were able to pull it out, but boy, was that a tough series.
Oh, look out.
Tell you what, he's going to put that one in his scrapbook. Absolutely insane with that dunk.
Well, now they're starting to rub it in, aren't they? Have build up a lead, and here we go, folks. It's showtime.
And why not? I mean, the more plays they make like that, the more they'll have these guys on the ropes.
And here's the fast break. Chalmers leading the way. Here's LeBron, and it's Miami with another. And just to touch back on the Eastern Conference Finals, went to a Game 7 where Miami ran away with the game. But, you know, Clark, if it weren't for the heroics of LeBron earlier in the series, it could have been the Pacers that took on San Antonio in the finals.
You know, I was thinking a little bit about two former ABA teams meeting in the NBA Finals, but the Heat managed to steal Game 1, and I thought that proved to be the difference in the end. That was a game the Pacers had and didn't squeeze. But the way these two teams are constructed, they should be seeing a lot more of each other in the near future. And I think that's great for the league because whenever they meet up in the regular season or the playoffs, it's always been a battle the last couple of years.
Nice rivalry developing between those two.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
A good one brewing there.
Now, here's Chalmers. They lead by 11, the largest margin of the game. No good from the left block.
Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
That's good. There's 18 seconds left in the third. Got a piece of it. Gasol with the steal. Nash outside. And another basket for the Lakers. Just 4 seconds left here in the third quarter. Off target. And we've reached the end of the third. Heat out front, up 6. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for Miami?
Guys, their play close to the hoop has been great all game.
And they're getting so much penetration on the defense that they're getting a lot of easy buckets as a result of breaking down that defense.
He's off on the first. And the second free throw, good. Lakers trail by 7. Kobe with it. They double team Kobe. Wade, and the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And so here is Miami. The Heat leading by 7. And Bosh gets it to go, and the assist by LeBron. And it's 7 points for Chris Bosh.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
Kept alive. Second chance shot, and it's Gasol getting it to go.
Unstoppable offense from both teams. I love the pace this game has been played at.
So does everybody else in the building. This has been a fun one.
Now here's Wade. Inside to Bosh. LeBron. Plenty of space. Bryant with the rebound. Wade with the defensive effort.
That's not an opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Gives him the lead pass. And finished off by LeBron.
Tell you what, he's not an easy guy to stop when he's got his sight on the rim.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher.
And I love how he goes with that one-hand tomahawk slam. Beautiful.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Hey, Kevin, I was able to hear the advice Mike D'Antoni gave to his team during that break. He told his guys, I know we can do this, fellas. Let's maximize every possession and get after it and just watch. Things will go our way. Kevin?
And here's Kobe from the arc. The Lakers rebound. Nash against Chalmers. Nash's shot is off. The Heat leading by 9. And Kobe Bryant gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game. Now a timeout called by Miami. They're leading by 9. 1:11 left in the fourth quarter. .111 left to play in the final quarter. Bosh dishes to Wade. No good. And the Lakers take it the other way. And stolen by LeBron. And he's going up for the alley-oop.
And the fans loving what's transpired here tonight. A really good victory for these guys.
Sure was. I mean, they did just what they needed to do to keep the visitors from getting any momentum going at all.
51 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And here's Kobe from the arc. That is good.
We've seen a noticeable improvement out of him since halftime. He didn't have a whole lot working in the first half.
And Chalmers kicks to LeBron. Out to Wade. Back to LeBron. Now the pass to Chalmers. Wade trying his luck deep. They get it back. And Haslam kicks to Wade. Inside to Bosh. Uses both hands to slam it down.
And that puts a cherry on top, so to speak, of what's been a phenomenal showing for them.
All over but the whining now, Steve.
Wade against Kobe. Wade. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And Miami has possession. Chalmers with it. Kobe with the steal. Here's Nash. Off the mark. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, LeBron James.
Basketball isn't easy. All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment. To be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again. Because giving up is not an option. And when you feel like you've reached your limit, it's only the beginning. That's when it's time to dig deep, to find the courage to push some more. Because if you got the drive, the discipline, and the resolve to do what it takes to make yourself great, then the rewards are endless.
Damon Bruce here, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Friday Hoops Fest coming up next. It's going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder up against the Brooklyn Nets. And now to bring you all the action, let's get to Kevin Harlan, Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. I'll see you again at halftime.
Now a chance to check out tonight's starting lineups. First for the Thunder, Russell Westbrook out there with Derek Fisher. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, a physical and bruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4. And for the Nets, Jaron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. And inside out of Stanford University, a skilled post scorer with tremendous size, the 7-footer, Brook Lopez. Then it's Pierce, and it's Garnett in at the 4 spot.
Well, you could see it at the start of the season that Oklahoma City was being driven by falling short in the 2012 finals. Their focus was on being the best team in the West, and they jumped on that goal right from the start.
Now here's Durant. The shot. No good. Excellent. The starting fives for our game. Here are tonight's starting lineups. First for the Thunder, Russell Westbrook out there with Derek Fisher. And in the paint, holding down the pivot, a physical and bruising big man at 6'10", Big Perk, Kendrick Perkins. And it's Durant, and it's Ibaka in at the 4. And for Brooklyn, Jaron Williams and Joe Johnson at the 1 and 2. And inside out of Stanford University, a skilled post scorer with tremendous size, the 7-footer, Brook Lopez. Then it's Pierce, and it's Garnett in at the 4 slot. Westbrook can't get it to go.
Well, for the Brooklyn Nets, the 9th best record in the league last season. Good size inside and on the wings. They felt like they needed to ramp it up a bit to compete with Miami and LeBron James.
And Clark, you were talking about the Nets' size, the 2nd best rebounding team in the NBA, Steve, last season.
Yeah, they really controlled the glass. Good rotation in their front court with the size and the tenacity. Now, of course, they've got additional help with Garnett and Karolinko. So this is a team that can really hit the boards and dominate the paint.
Now here's Durant, and that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook.
Man, a pleasure to watch him work at that end of the floor.
On defense, Oklahoma City. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, Scott Brooks gave me a few minutes to share with him. The topic of conversation, Darren Williams. He was quick to point out what a heady player Darren is, saying when he's out there on the floor, he just reads every situation and more or less acts like a coach out there. When you combine that with Williams' scoring ability, you can see why he is so feared around the NBA.
Thank you, Doris. Nick Collison's checked in for Oklahoma City.
You know, often when we think of freakish athleticism in the NBA, it's those with strength and explosiveness like LeBron or Dwight Howard. But Kevin Durant physically is unique in his own right. Sure, he's got a slight build, but his mobility for his height, unparalleled.
Shoots it. And again, it's Oklahoma City.
You know what I love about Durant, Kevin, is the fact that he can be cruising along and then all of a sudden he'll just kick it into high gear. You know, he gets his points quietly at times because it comes so effortlessly. But when the game's on the line, he can get hot and just bury you.
Steve, if you were just going to dream up a score, a machine-like, video game-like score, KD, Kevin Durant, is what you would come up with. Long, lean, can shoot it deep, ball skills, and the attitude and aggressiveness of a late-game closer.
And Brooklyn making a change here. Karolinko's checked in. Lopez against Collison. Here's Pierce. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around. You think about the length of Kevin Durant, reach of a center with the fluidity, speed of a guard.
Such a rare combination, Kevin, and it gives him a huge advantage at both ends of the floor. I mean, defensively, you think about the blocks and the steals and the rebounds. And then offensively, the ability to play above his opponents.
Even against solid defense, he's still going to try to continue to make that shot.
Yeah, no doubt. I wouldn't bet against him in that situation next time. Yeah, he put himself in great position to finish that break off, guys.
Yep, right to the rack.
Oklahoma City's gone 0-3 from three-point land. Nothing yet going outside. A shot. And it's wide right. It's off the rim. Nets have gotten 4 of 6 field goal attempts to drop in the first quarter. And the Thunder with some changes. Hashim Thabit, he's checked in for Ibaka. Jeremy Lamb comes in for Derek Fisher. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Russell Westbrook. Williams dishes to Kirilenko. Smooth as silk on the finger roll.
They've done well at taking advantage of some late defensive rotations and getting the ball into the paint.
Yeah, they've been the aggressors, Clark, and getting the ball inside into that lane area has been huge for them. Well, this quarter has gone awfully well for him. It seems like every chance he's gotten, he's pretty much converted.
Terry kicks to Kirilenko. Watch the pass to Kirilenko. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
He thought he had that one clean, but the ref saw it differently. They'll count the basket.
Here's Durant. And it would have counted had it fallen, but it's offline. At the end of one, a closely... And we welcome you back. Glad to have you with us as more basketball is on the way. During the break, the players getting refueled with Gatorade. They're looking amped up and ready to get going once again. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Nets.
Well, I like the fact they've already been getting a lot of high-quality shots in the paint.
And the other thing we're seeing is great ball movement. We're seeing a lot of good offensive execution, ball movement, player movement, setting up assists. Now, Kevin Durant has been a tremendous scorer since the day he stepped onto the court in the NBA. What he's trying to improve is his playmaking ability, finding teammates more often and really creating offense for others.
And the Thunder with the possession here. And let's now go to the sideline. We'll catch up here with Doris Burke. Doris?
Gentlemen, Reggie Evans is a guy who brings so much toughness to the Nets front line. Joe Johnson appreciates his hard screen, saying, quote, "I love being in a game with Reggie because he works so hard and he gets you open." Darren Williams says he's a hard worker. That's his game, just coming out and outworking guys. Talking about his terrific rebounding, Evans said, quote, "It comes from within, having heart. Some guys can jump higher than me and are more athletic than me, but you can't have any excuses. Just do what you gotta do." Guys, he finds a way.
One of the hardest working players in the league. Thank you, Doris. Guarded by Kirilenko. Another shot. And it's Durant laying it in. Durant's got 5 points now in the quarter.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
And Steve Durant has increased his assists the last 2 seasons. But as he's tried to pass more, Clark, we've seen his turnovers increase as well.
Well, you know, Kevin, that's certainly a part of his development as far as playmaking goes. I mean, there will be more assists and a few more turnovers, but I do like the fact that recognizing the defense is something he's gotten better at, and he'll continue to improve in that area.
Now here's Williams. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Down to 5 on the shot clock, and it's Terry off the drive. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Now here's Jackson. Stolen by Terry. And Kirilenko with a clear path to the hoop. And he caps off the fast break with a monster slam.
The lead changes hands once again. There has been no separation between these two teams tonight.
What an intriguing basketball game, that's for sure.
Well, Thunder have gone 2 of 4 shooting the ball here in the second. Durant just inside the line. Rebound blocked.
You have to get a hand into his face because that's his range right there.
Here's Williams. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And they're beginning to fall apart a little bit defensively, especially inside.
Well, that's 4 straight buckets now at the rim.
Stolen by Terry. In transition, here come the Nets. The Nets have gone 1 of 3 at the line here.
And you look at the numbers, guys, this team shot a 73% clip over the course of last season.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Brook Lopez is checked in for Bloch. Pierce comes in for Andre Kirilenko. And it's Johnson in for Darren Williams.
Boy, his free throw shooting, just another reason he's such a good all-around player.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Pass to Durant. Shot to stop the run. And the shot falls short this time.
And poor shooting from him this quarter. His shooting percentage nowhere near where he'd like it to be.
Boy, I tell you what, nice little run here they're going on.
Now the story is points in the paint, Clark. I mean, they're getting point-blank shots every time down.
Jackson dishes to Lamb. Back to Jackson. Passes to Durant. This one for 3. Gets it to go. Durant's got 8 here in the quarter. One second left. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter.
And now, brought to you by Sprint.
Welcome to 2K Sports. It's been a great Sunday of basketball, so
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
And now the start of the second half. Neither side jumping out ahead through the first 2 quarters.
What a performance from Durant here. He has 18 points, and he's done a little bit of work behind the arc. He's got a pair of 3-pointers.
Well, the defenders have that in the back of their minds now, too, so they're going to close out on him quicker. That should allow him to use the drive if he wants.
And that one's good.
He's got a nice stroke from long range, and he's not likely to pass up those opportunities when he gets them.
Usually the logic is that if you want to win the West, you need to get a lot of wins against the East to pad your record, guys. But the Thunders did dominate the East last season, but not as much as the other teams, and they still won the West.
Oklahoma City's gone 3 of 6 tonight when they've let it fly from downtown. Let's go to our sideline reporter, Doris Burke. Doris, what do you have?
Well, guys, for Jason Kidd, who has taken over as head coach of the Nets with no coaching experience, certainly there's some apprehension about how he'll do. But one thing we are certain of, he knows how to lead. On Team USA, the coaching staff raved about Kidd's leadership in winning the gold in 2008. And former Knicks teammate Raymond Felton summed it up this way, saying, quote, "He's a great role model, a father figure who understands the game, understands life. I think he'll be a great coach. The guys will listen to him." Kevin?
I like his chances. Thanks. Another miss by Westbrook. Well, getting back to the Thunder, as you said, Clark, they took the East to task once again. They were 21-9 against the conference. But, Steve, that was just tied for the 3rd best in the West.
I think a big part of that is that after they made it to the finals for the first time, they played with a target on their back. And I thought every team in the league knew they had to bring their A game to try to make a statement against the Thunder. They've been so effective when they've been able to get the ball inside.
Some real shortcomings from this defense. I mean, they've given up 5 straight looks in the paint.
Nick Collison's checked in for Kendrick Perkins. Oklahoma City's gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. Westbrook can't get it to go.
And with Harden out of OKC, you knew that Russell Westbrook would have a lot of burden on his shoulders to be a playmaker. And he responded. He was very active last year in terms of distributing the ball.
Well, I love it. Active hands on the steal, active feet on the fast break.
And Clark power on the dunk.
And guys, this is just too close of a game to be giving the ball up like that and then failing to get back in transition.
And so it's Oklahoma City with it. After the basket by Brooklyn. And out of bounds as the Nets gain possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
And for Westbrook playing alongside Durant, some have said he needs to be more of a passer, less of a scorer. Clark at that point guard position.
I think that's some of the most misguided criticism that anybody could levy at him. He is a scorer. He is an aggressive, attacking guard. I just think he has to play to his strengths, and that's where he is, and that's who he is. And I think he's fantastic. I don't think there's anybody that's more dangerous in the backcourt than Russell Westbrook.
Reggie Evans, he's checked in for Brooklyn. And here's Westbrook from the arc. That's good. Westbrook's got 9 points here in the second half.
And another three-pointer to their second half total.
Yeah, they caught that long-range bug at halftime, and it's been bombs away ever since.
Westbrook with the steal. 8-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Tries to save it, and that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. Kendrick Perkins, he's checked in for Oklahoma City. We've got 22 seconds left to play in the third. And it's Westbrook missing.
Obviously, they're evenly matched teams on the inside. The rebound numbers are very even.
Yeah, I've been impressed with just both teams' energy, just really working hard on the board.
The kick out to Williams. They get it again. And at last, they get one to fall. And the Nets lead by 4. Fisher. No good. And we've reached the end of the third. Brooklyn ahead. All right, the fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Nets.
I thought we might see a little defensive adjustment at halftime, but the fast break continues to be effective.
Something else they've done is force a lot of mistakes defensively, and they've been turning those turnovers into points.
Yeah, the referee's all over that one.
No doubt about it. Clearly a foul. Nothing to argue about there.
And both free throws good from Bloch.
They got to keep fighting their way to the line, guys. This half has been nothing but success for them there.
And their confidence has to just continue to go up the longer the perfection continues.
Nets leading by 6. Here's Williams. And you know that's going to be goaltending, guys, so that's a free basket right there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Ibaka right side. Durant, here's covering, pulls up from the corner, and good, he nails it. And that's 20 points for Kevin Durant. And here is Williams. Johnson outside. Back to Williams. Shot on the wing, and he hits the jumper for 2. Williams has got 4 points in the quarter.
It seems like so many teams try to ignore that mid-range jumper, but they're using it well, and it's opening up their offense for them.
Has definitely given the defender something extra to have to worry about.
Now here's Durant, and Westbrook gets it to go.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Westbrook with the steal. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And now just a 3-point Nets lead.
Well, it's been a tale of 2 halves, hasn't it, guys? After a terrible first half, he's really picking it up.
Now the feed to Johnson. Back to Williams. Nets passing it around. Kicks it out to Johnson. Off target from outside.
You know, even though he missed that three-point shot, I think the defense has to do a better job of challenging the shot.
Yeah, because you know, if you continue to give up open looks like that, you're in big trouble. Yeah, Westbrook is a physical presence, Kevin. And you see it at both ends of the floor. He attacks you offensively, and then defensively, he's constantly playing the passing lanes and looking for steals.
And when he does come up with the steal, we better foul him quick. Once he gets ahead of steam, he's likely to put a defender and the ball through Durant.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Over the last break, Kevin, I got a chance to hear what Scott Brooks said to his team. And with the game still very much in play, he sounded very confident, telling the players, don't let up. This is where we make our move. Right now. Don't take it. Kevin?
And thank you for that, Doris. Durant backing down. Lays out. And out of bounds as the Thunder gain possession. 1:19 left in the fourth quarter. Westbrook against Williams. Westbrook double team. He kicks it to Fisher. Back to Westbrook to take the lead. The Thunder with another miss. The Nets have gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. Here's Pierce. Now here's Westbrook. To tie it up. Westbrook missing again. Tipped away. And Ibaka kicks to Westbrook. He nails it, and we're tied up.
Ooh, a pressure basket right there.
Now that's coming through in the clutch.
Williams attacking. Back to Garnett. He passes it to Blotch. Williams laces one from 3.
We're seeing the red-hot version of Darren Williams right now.
2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Westbrook kicks to Ibaka. Dishes to Durant. And that'll be Oklahoma City as it goes out of bounds. Thunder retain possession. And the Thunder with the possession here. Here's the 3. The 3 won't fall. Perkins kicks to Durant. Over Pierce. Will not go. This is off the front iron. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalty.
Yeah, you got to freeze the clock. I mean, that's the enemy in this situation.
A few misses at the line, and they're in good shape.
And so it's Brooklyn who scrapes by with the win. Like it was anybody's game right to the very end.
Yeah, it was. The coach is happy with the outcome, but maybe not so much with the margin.
Thank you for joining us for this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. For Clark, Steve, and Doris, and the rest of the crew, this is Kevin Holland saying thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time. Last but not least, here is your Jordan Player of the Game, Darren Williams.